Marcotte. I'm going to get the name. You know what? I said Marcotte, right? Like, completely corrected me earlier on. So, Marcotte, come on up. And I'd like to have her turn the mic over to her and let her give our invocation as our graduating senior this year.
Hi, everyone. First, I would like to thank the SCNV board for allowing me to speak, because I remember 5 years ago when I came to my first SCNV banquet, and the senior speaker that year discussed a lot of the sacrifices she made in high school because of skating. And I thought then that I hope I get to be the senior speaker to speak at the end of the banquet. In my 4 years of high school, I too have made many sacrifices because of skating. While my friends were at a football game, I was at home sleeping because I was skating in the morning. While my friends were pulling an all-nighter at the senior lock-in, I was taking a nap, so I wasn't exhausted for skating in the morning. When my friends were getting ready for homecoming together, I was performing at the Michael Weiss show. But one thing I would like to point out is that I did go to the football game, except I left at halftime. I went to the senior lock-in, but I did take a nap partway through. And I went to homecoming after the show with my date. I just had a bit more makeup on than I normally would have. An important lesson I have learned from being an ice skater in high school is time management. It is possible to do everything you want if you manage your time properly. But you do have to recognize what things are more important and allow them to take precedence. Another lesson I've learned is accepting failure and to have perseverance. The most inspirational quote that has inspired my life is, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all, in which case you fail by default," by J.K. Rowling. This quote reminds me that failure is inevitable. A little more than 5 years ago, I had never tested ice dancing or freestyle, and the highest move in the field test that I had completed was preliminary. Now I am a triple gold medalist in moves in the field, ice dancing, solo free dance, and I have passed the juvenile free skate. I earned my first gold medal last February, and my most recent one last month. Needless to say, I've been busy this past year. But now I want to return back to a little more than 5 years ago, when I had only achieved the preliminary moves in the field. I did not pass pre-juvenile until my 8th try. It was very discouraging to continually fail the same test. In order to build my confidence towards testing and skating in general, I began ice dancing. 1 month after passing the first ice dancing level, I passed my pre-juvenile moves in the field. And then that summer I moved to Fairfax. Over the years, I continually surprised my coaches. More than once I have heard, "I never thought you would come this far." Now, I'm not sure if I should take that as a compliment that I've improved, or as an insult that I was really that terrible when I started taking lessons from them. I surprised Sandy by passing senior moves, even though my styles are less than satisfactory. I surprised my dance coaches, Chrissy, Andrew, and Ramil, by passing my gold dances, and then for fun, earning my solo free dance medal. And when I first began lessons with Jill, according to my mom, she was very hesitant to take me on because when we moved, I had preliminary dances and pre-juke moves, and I had not done freestyle in years because I'd been focusing on my pre-juke moves. Several people have asked me why I did not quit skating after failing so many times. My usual answer was that I love skating and I was committed to the sport. In reality, I'm aware that failure is a part of life. The key to overcoming failure is recovering from it quickly and approaching the setback in an optimistic manner. Looking back on the hours I spent practicing and performing the skills on that task, I accomplished more than the mastery of skills. I learned not to live so cautiously, to accept that failure is unavoidable, and to realize that failure has benefits in the end. I would rather have failures in my life than be a cautious person, because failure is like falling down on the ice. The key is to motivate yourself to get up, learn from your mistake, and try again. Working on pre-juvenile moves for 3 years held me back in synchronized skating, and forced me to skate with skaters that were much younger than me. While most people would have become fed up with the immaturity and experience of younger skaters, I learned patience. If a team is going to be successful, everyone must respect one another and not belittle others because of their level or amount of experience. I learned to be patient with the younger skaters because I remembered when I was in their shoes. I did not appreciate it when the older skaters would become frustrated with me because I was not as familiar with everything they knew. This experience encouraged me to remain calm and help guide the younger skaters rather than getting annoyed with them. This taught me leadership skills that have been useful for the 7 years that I have been captain of the Capital Steps. In the midst of what seemed like failure at this time, further develop my skills, learn about failure and how to overcome it, and develop leadership skills. My advice for younger skaters: do not give up when you fail a test. Get back on the ice and overcome your failure. Learn to manage your time. You do not have to choose skating or school or having a social life. You can have it all if you plan ahead. Get involved in the community in some way so you're giving back to it. And most importantly, do not complain about failing to me until you fail for the 8th time. I will miss SCNV very much. I have been a member for the past 9 years and will be very odd going away to college. But when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. This quote was said by Helen Keller. This club has taught me, prepared me, and helped me become the skater and the person that I am today. Although it is sad to be leaving you all, you have done your job and helped prepare me for my future. Being a member of the Miami University Varsity Synchronized Team,